Oh, I hit the button. I got excited, y'all. I hit the button because I got scared. I chickened out. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to ease on back to the backyard again because you know what? I hear these birds talking and carrying on. And she might be saying, get her. She got on a denim dress, some flip-flops, and a headscarf on her head. So get her. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get right on back to the backyard. I'm not messing with her no more today. I'm going to get right on back out here and go right on back up on my porch and mind my own business. Get back on the porch, y'all. Get ready to mind my own business, y'all. I'm going to do it. Anyway, just wanted to share that. Those are the type things that I do. I guess you probably say, she don't have nothing else to do. And to tell the truth, that's what I planned on doing today. As next to nothing as I could. Just wanted to share. The thing that I wanted to share with you all about motherhood and being protective of your children and of those people that you love a lot. I'm a mother hen from the heart. I think I've been a mother hen ever since I was a child because I helped to raise my younger sisters and brothers. I helped to raise their children. Now I'm raising their children's children and also children that are in my neighborhood. I've helped to raise them in the community. So motherhood is a very serious place to be in life. Just as those birds are protective of even the eggs as they've laid them. Now, that mother felt me go near that nest. She jumped out of that nest to check it out and see what was going on. So as you notice, I got to running and moving because I know that if she felt half of what I feel when somebody is trying to say something against one of my children or somebody that I claim to be a child of mine or a good friend of mine, I get territorial, I get defensive, and protective. So that's what that little bird felt for her little eggs in that nest. Now I'm going to view this video because I'm curious to know, had she laid those eggs or was she getting ready to lay those eggs? So today is a great day for me because I never expected that I was going to do that. I was just going to talk to you a little bit about nature. But birds laying eggs and protecting those eggs and that nest is part of nature. It's part of what we should do as we live each day. We should be just as protective of ourselves, our loved ones, and our surroundings. But oftentimes we're not. We forget who we are and what we were put on this earth to do. But those birds and those little animals that go around freely, that don't have to go to work or punch a time clock or get up and clean the house or take the trash out, they are so protective of their surroundings. They love the things that God gave them so freely. But oftentimes we forget that. And so just a little nugget to say to you, be true to yourself first. Do the best that you can do to make yourself the best you. So for the things that you do have to protect or do feel serious about, you'll have that strength and that know-how to do it. And you'll be more apt to do it. And I think oftentimes that when we are not where we're supposed to be and do not appreciate the things that we should appreciate, we're not equipped to do it. We haven't taken the time out to prepare ourselves to be able to do those things. So the birds and the bees, the kitty cats, even insects, the ants. Have you ever watched ants build their homes and get ready for whatever the season is? Have you ever watched them work? I watched an ant colony one day for 2 hours. I was mesmerized. They formed it may have been a zigzag line, but yet it was a straight orderly line because they were in order, each carrying a grain of, I guess, sand or a piece of any kind of debris to help build those little ant hills that we throw ant killer on or kick or brush off or sweep away. They were so diligent until they built those little ant hills, and they never wavered. They built those things so diligent that they stayed on task because they knew that for a certain period of time they had to have those homes built. But in life, we don't do that for the most part. We'll start on a thing, we'll have a little bump in the road or something will get us off track, and sometimes we go off the deep end. We put it off for years and years and years, or sometimes we don't get back to it at all. Not saying everybody does that, but enough of us do it to be concerned about it. So the lesson in that, if you're doing something and you get thrown off track with it, have enough patience, enough stick-to-itiveness to yourself to go ahead and keep going with it and keep moving until you can reach that goal, to complete that task. Because I'm telling you, these birds and these bees and these ants and bugs, they continue on. They work together. They do what they have to do, even if they have to do it in and of themselves. And little babies, because they're so innocent, little toddlers are the same. They start a little task, and for the most part, they will stick with that little task until they finish it. For instance, I was watching my 18-month-old grandbaby boy, little Noah Reek. I had him upstairs in my closet, and I got these boots sitting down on the floor. You know, little kids like to put their feet down in big shoes, and I got big shoes. He started trying to put his foot in those shoes so he could walk across the floor in them. And as he was doing it, now this is what was even more interesting. As he was trying, he was struggling. Every time he lifted his little foot up to put it in that boot, he would topple over. But he kept getting back up. And I was so tempted. I had to hold myself back. I wanted to hold that boot up for him, to help him to get his little foot down in there. But then I thought, you know what? I'm going to see if he's going to have the patience to stick to it until he finishes that little task. So he struggled and he wrestled and he worked with it until he figured it out after about maybe 3 or 4 minutes it took him. But that little shoe kept flipping over. He'd pick it back up. And at one point, the shoe flipped over and it kept flipping over and he walked away from it. He went over to the little iPad that he knows how to work, trust me. And he started playing his little songs, the Finger Family songs that drive me from one end to the other, but I let him anyway. Anyway, he went over there, he listened to Daddy Finger, where are you? Mommy Finger, where are you? Here I am, how do you do? I'm sure most people know that song. If you don't, live long enough and get you a little baby and give him a iPad and you'll hear it. Anyway, he listened to that for a minute or two. He came back to the boots, started again, and it was like, okay, now I've cleared my mind a little bit. I'm going to come back. So he came back to those boots. Again, I thought, let me help this baby so he can feel good about himself. But see, that's what we do in life. Sometimes we jump in too quick. So by the grace of God, I did not help him. I did not go to his rescue. I sat there and I continued to watch him. And in about another couple of minutes, he was able to get each foot into each one of those shoes. And by the way, they were on the right foot. He put his little feet in those boots and toddled across the floor with them. Turned around, came back to where he started from, took his feet back out of them, and went about his business. I wanted to just cry because I thought, what did it take? What did it take for that 18-month-old baby to spend about 5 minutes total to start a task, go through all the obstacles, all the pitfalls of what he was doing, give himself a little bit of time to clear his little mind up, and come back and complete the task? Now, a lot of us can say, I've started things, had a pitfall, looked back at it, tried it again, went back, it didn't work, and the heck with it. But he stuck to it. So that's another lesson. When you start a task, give yourself the benefit of completing that task. Because who knows, That could be the most gratifying thing in your life, or you might learn a good lesson from it, or it might be the worst thing that you did, but at least you can say to yourself, I completed. At least I know what that task entails. I know the pitfalls. And if I didn't complete the task, I know, well, it was too much for me. I didn't do it the right way or whatever. But what did it take for that 18-month-old baby to complete the task of putting both his little feet in those shoes, walking across the floor, walked back, took his feet out of those shoes, and went about his business? So people, the lesson for the day, I guess, would be protect those things that are important to you. And beyond that, prepare yourself to be able to protect the things that are important to you. Prepare yourself to be able to do those things in life that you desire to do. Stick to what you start out with. Know when you need to stop and take a deep breath, or maybe get some more knowledge, or get some more education, or get some more input, or some more feedback. Do a little bit more research in order for you to go back to that task and finish it. Or sometimes it might just mean you just need to take a deep breath, regroup, and simply go back. Because sometimes when we get bogged down with things, we get frustrated, we get angry, we start to complain and to whine and curse and kick and scream and holler, throw a tantrum or whatever. So again, the lesson for this day, prepare yourself to protect those things that are near and dear to you. Prepare yourself to pursue those things in life that you want to accomplish, and to know when you need to pull back, add to, take away, or just take a deep breath. So for right now, I'm going to sign out. This is Monday, Labor Day weekend, Monday on Labor Day 2017. I'm going to sign off for today, and I'll probably see you at the end of the week with something else. Again, thanks for tuning in, and be looking forward to hearing something from me in about a week or so. Take care. Goodbye. God's peace. I love you.